right. We have another hard rant for you today. Cohh Carnage wanted to pretty much tell his thoughts after playing Veilguard, and I'm looking forward to hearing what he has to say, because if he's in league with me, then we might. Well, actually, I think he's going to be a little bit nicer because he knows game developers, and this is why I kind of. This is in line with what I said with the last hard rant. If you do not take certain things, if you do this whole sort of like, well, I know what it's like to be a developer, or I know what it's like with developers, you start to dumb down your words to, yeah, this whole thing, this mechanic in the game is bad, to, well, it's not that bad. I could see what they were doing. You see what I'm saying? People sort of change their words when it comes to favoritism, and I kind of really don't like that, but it is what it is. Also, ignore the kitty pictures and the doggy pictures of the YouTube shorts. Listen, I get bored. Shut the fuck up. Let's go.
With a final thoughts video of Dragon Age the Veilguard. I made an early thoughts video, and I went over most of the stuff in there, and let me go ahead and talk about that again real quick. Dragon Age the Veilguard. Let's do the good things.
The good things first.
Incredibly good voice acting.
Oh, wait. First of all, some of them do act very well. Most of them don't. But they give... They're dealt a shorthand because of the writing. Okay, calm down. Some of them. Not all of them. Some of them. Davrin, Emmerich. I kind of wish Emmerich was in a different game because I feel like he got dealt Emmerich has a really nice voice. Davrin has a really good voice, but their lines suck. Who else? I could say Varric and Solus, but they're really not in the game that much. But that's literally it. Yeah. The
voice actors did an incredible job with what they did.
Sure.
Beautiful graphics and very well designed locations and set pieces.
That I believe, yes.
There were times when I was just straight floored and wowed by what I saw in this game. The amount of times that I got to like a vista and wanted to pan around was palpable. And honestly, it was so good that it actually gets me pretty excited for the next Mass Effect to be able to look at alien worlds and alien locations in those amazing things. Awesome.
Oh, you sweet baby Rays. You sweet child. I wish there was a Mass Effect 5, and there might be one. But I'm gonna let you... He probably already knows this. No, he probably doesn't know this. The old developers of Mass Effect and, you know, of course, Dragon Age, they're all gone. They took them out. They actually handpicked those people, the old heads, the old guard, they're all gone. They chose the people that worked on Dragon Age and Mass Effect, they're all gone. You can say layoffs, but I think it's full of shit. Because they chose the people that can do the job to leave. You see what I'm saying? They chose the people that do the job well and that have a lot on their belt, and they said, get to stepping. Yeah, DEI is great. Oh, nice, great. Oh, yeah, represent. Yeah, woo. Black power.
Music was really solid.
Music was boring. I don't remember. Anybody remember any song from Veilguard? I don't remember any song. How come I played Path of Exile 2, the early access game, and there's two bosses where it was just like, and I'm like, nigga, I need to find this song. I need to find this song. I need to find this music in an early access game. This game, Hans Zimmer, you're slipping, bruh.
Presentation was really solid. Ran pretty well too. Although we did have a few tech issues, it was okay.
Yeah, it did run good.
So
well,
Dragon Age of Veilguard, technically, Not a bad product. In fact, arguably significantly above average when it comes to like the quality of the visuals and things like that. So
sure. All right. Significant. Sure. Okay. All right. Fine. I know. A lot of people like to give it a 6 or a 5 and it's average. And I'm just over here just like, Yama, either you are just very nice or you don't understand what Dragon Age was before this. It's either one of the two. If you're giving it a 6 and you're like, oh, that's all right. It's a little mediocre, but it's fine. And I'm like, listen, you know what this sounds like to me? It sounds like to me, like you're okay with your girlfriend getting the stuffing, and you're just sitting on the side of in the corner of the room, and you're just like, he's like, it's all right, it's not that bad. They're just fucking my favorite franchise. That's all. I don't mind, I don't want to be racist. I mean, I don't mind. They're just fucking my favorite franchise, and don't worry about it. I'll just wait until you're done, honey. That's what it feels like. It does. I'm over here just like, I expect a good experience from BioWare because they've been leaving me hanging 10 plus years. So let's go. Let's do this. And then they gave me this and people are like, yeah, it's average. And I'm like, wow. Okay. All right. Maybe you guys are brand new or maybe you guys are just, okay. All right.
Good stuff there. Now, the other parts of Dragon Age, we'll kind of start with the mechanics.
By the way, that was 1 minute and 30 seconds. That's actually quite impressive. We're about to read this.
Dragon Age: The Veilguard is an action RPG. It is not an RPG. It is very clearly an action RPG.
Yeah.
All of the systems are streamlined. The gear upgrade system and faction system feels a little mobile gamey. It's
was
clearly
supposed to be
designed
a mobile game.
in like from a more kind of free to play base.
Yep.
Getting duplicates upgrades them, things like that.
Yep.
The combat system is extremely action oriented, which honestly I liked, and it also lets you freely respec whenever you want. And I bounced around specs, which kept it kind of engaging. But there's no question that it is kind of a one-trick pony. It is a basic combat system, and if I was not able to respec whenever I wanted and bounce around and do stuff like that, it would probably have gotten a lot more stale than it did, a lot quicker than it did.
That's what it did for me.
I definitely got to a point where I found this kind of like death beam build, and I was like, you know what? Like, let's just be done with combat till the end of this game, and it was fine, So
Maybe I think it's because he didn't play on the hardest difficulty, and he probably dumbed down the difficulty, and he was like, you know what? It's getting monotonous. He would not be the first person to be like, you know what? Just beam the enemy and just end this. That's what it sounds like to me. I stayed on Nightmare, and so when I hear him say like, "Oh, it's not that bad," I'm over here just like struggling on Nightmare mode, and I'm just like, man, I shouldn't have done this. I feel so fucking stupid.
Something to consider there. Also, to put it bluntly, a lot of missing QOL and a lot of very weird decisions and kind of like missing default features.
Yes.
It makes me think that a lot of the people that designed the stuff for this game may not play them regularly. Like a really good example, for instance, is they offer a free respec system with this relatively large passive tree, but they give you absolutely no way to search it.
Nope.
And what that means is every time you do a full respec, you basically have to play like a memory game trying to remember where things are.
I know what he's talking about. When certain things say, hey man, after you deflect something, we're going to increase your damage by 20% for 7 seconds. How much damage is that? We don't fucking know. So what you want? You want to get this thing or not? No, I think I'm going to go for this skill. Okay, this skill right here, when your health goes below 50%, you gain sort of like a buff for like 6 seconds or something like that, and it increases your stats a little bit. And I'm just like, cool. What numbers would that be? We don't fucking care. And I'm like, and then you go into the fight thinking that you picked something new, and you still don't feel anything. You're just like, I feel nothing. I feel nothing.
For the build you're going for. Again, anyone who's played a game like this with a tree like that would know you need...
This makes me want to play Path of Exile 2, but I'm not going to play Path of Exile 2, even though I want to play Path of Exile 2 all fucking week. But we're going to go back to Rogue Trader, because I know nobody wants to watch me play Path of Exile 2 for 6 hours, so we will play Rogue Trader. Sorry, that kind of came out.
Some kind of system to do that, and
I love Rogue Trader,
missing. And there's a lot of stuff like that in this game, where it's just like functionality that should be kind of like up front in there is not. Like when you're looking at different enchantments for your gear, it doesn't show you the enchantments that are on your...
Cohh is a shill, just like Slandered Gaming. I don't think necessarily. He is actually genuinely hurt that BioWare has completely changed. He's trying to be sympathetic and not be too into it. Slandered Gaming believes this thing is Game of the Year. Mortismo Gaming believes this game is Game of the Year. However, Cohh Carnage firmly believes that this game is definitely not Dragon Age at all. So, no, you're just wrong.
Your equipped gear, but it shows you the enchantments on gear that is on other... or the enchantments on gear that you're not using, so you're never really sure if the enchantments you want are on the gear you're using. Like, again, so many weird little things that just didn't feel good, which was a little bit strange there. And so overall, it worked. It worked, and it did carry me to the end of the game. But as far as a Dragon Age game, it is by far the furthest departure we've seen from kind of the classic systems.
Yeah.
And very much a step towards that more kind of free-to-play mobile thing, which honestly may not have been the best thing. Also, again, free respec system is begging for templates and saved profiles, so you can like make a build and then switch.
I will respect them for giving me free respect, because I'm gonna say it here and I'm gonna say it loud and proud. Anybody ever play Borderlands? Anybody ever play Path of Exile? I firmly believe that making people suffer to respect because they didn't find that build that they liked is fucking atrocious. Oh man, that's not exactly what I wanted. Well, I'm gonna go change my build now. I wanna respec, and they're just like, yeah, that's gonna cost all your fucking money. And I'm like, why am I being punished for something I didn't mean to do this? I'm testing things out. Yeah, well, come on, cough it up. Let's go. Give me that money. It's like, all right, here you go. And then you respec again, and then you try to come up with something, and then you don't find that build that you want, and then you come back and you're like, yeah, I want to respec again. And they're like, good, because I raised the fucking price. I raised the fucking price because you fucked up. Yeah, come on in. An extra 2,000 gold. Yeah, come on, you got to do it. I raised the fucking price. Get over here and respec. Hate it.
To another one, none of that is in the game. So, weird stuff. Now, that brings me to the last part of this thoughts video, and I want to keep it somewhat short, but
that's him trying to be nice right there. That look right there, that's him trying to be nice. He's trying to choose his words carefully. That's fine. If you want to be nice, that's fine. I'm not going to take that away from you. But when you say Game of the Year, you lose all credibility with me. I do not believe you. I do not. Either that, or I'm just like, okay. So you like Life is Strange. Got it. I'm going to leave. I'm going to unsubscribe, and then I'm going to leave. Peace. So, yeah, it's fine. He wants to be nice. I'm not going to be nice.
I play a lot of games. I play a lot of RPGs. A lot of them. They're honestly my favorite thing. I especially like CRPGs, which are really known for their kind of like large narratives, immersive characters, that kind of thing. As a fan of RPGs, and as somebody who has played hundreds of them.
Yeah, you did.
As kind of a nerd for those games, Dragon Age the Veilguard is one of the thinnest games I've ever played of this type. When feel like it comes to taking advantage of the setting, the world, and the lore.
Yeah, they threw that right out.
And what do I mean by that? I mean that a lot of games like this, I feel really respect the world, the lore, and the setting. And what they do is they craft their stories and characters as immersive elements that are perfectly synced with that setting.
Very true. I don't remember ever a moment in Veilguard where I'm just like, ooh, new updates to like the lore. Maybe the Titans a little bit, but they fucked that up anyway. So I was just like, oh, cool, something about the Titans. They fucked that lore up too. As a matter of fact, they came back to like, yo, let's all sit together like we're fucking friends on the fucking WC show, like on the CW show, and be like, so Ferelden's gone, all these people are gone, the dwarves are dead, there's no such thing as Andraste, and I'm like, what the fuck are we doing sitting around destroying the stuff that I like? What are we doing? And also, can I tell you something? You know how weird it is to have somebody say all of Ferelden is fucking covered in darkspawn, and have every single character, even the people of Minrathous or Terraviso, nobody even batted an eye. They all just thought, what are you talking about? Nobody gives a fuck about Ferelden. If somebody told me half of the world was filled with blight, Minrathous would be running around going, oh shit, we're next. Oh shit, we're next. Ferelden is destroyed. That darkspawn is gonna come up here. No, they chilling, bruh. Up in northern Thedas. Southern Thedas is destroyed because of the blight. Nah, we're good, bro. You know, listen. You know, North side rise up. North side rise up. We don't got care about Southern Thedas. No, North side rise up. And I'm just like, why isn't anybody concerned? Half of the world is destroyed. You know what we should do? We should have a picnic with fucking Asan and Davrin.
What they do makes sense in the world. What they do is explored in the world. A good example is like Karlach's infernal engine in her chest.
Yes.
And all the cool things that came about that. And I feel like the best writing, the most immersive writing, is the writing that like 50-50s that, right? You have interesting human condition storytelling of people being attracted to each other, dramatic situations, and all of the issues that come between humans interacting with each other. That's like half. And the other half of the story is all that nerd lore.
Yes.
The world, the weird magic that it uses, the weird items and artifacts and strange things that happen, the political systems of the world, the factions, right?
Perfect example would be when you have that final conversation with Lae'zel, and she sits you down. You think Lae'zel is going to be like, yo, is like, yo, you want to hit this from the back? No, she wakes you up. And if you're in good conditions with her, she just wants to watch the sunset with you. And she literally, from point A to point C, she goes from, I fucking hate this world of yours, Faerun or Faerun. I hate it. It's disgusting. It's nothing like the abyss, like the space. Like, you know, it's nothing like the Githyanki worlds, you know, that sort of thing. And then at the end, she's just like, I've come to enjoy this place, man. I would live here with you if you would have me. And I'm like, yo, we're melding like a relationship, and we're actually knowing a little more about her and her accepting and you know, enjoying the world that she's seeing now, you know, in Faerun. And I'm like, this is kind of cool. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Where it meshes with the Githyanki lore, and it meshes with like some sort of, you know, personality relationship thing. That's perfect. This one is just like, you know, if you hit the heart button, you most likely will fuck. That's it. Nothing else. Lore, why would you need that? Hit the heart button. You're good. you're probably gonna fuck. Maybe not.
Right? And I feel like the good stories are like 50-50 or 60-40, that stuff, where you're constantly being reminded you're set in the world. You're constantly being reminded like this is happening in this world. And Dragon Age, instead of being that 50-50 or 60-40, is more like 80-20, and in some cases like 90-10.
Damn.
And what do I mean by that? I mean that it seems like
I know what he's saying. I think I know what he's saying. Basically, he's saying, like, hey, there's some personality things that you should have in a video game, like a CRPG, and then there's some things you need to focus on that nerdy lore. Let's talk about, like, the dwarves, the elves, the world, and then let's talk about personalities. Somebody's having problems, PTSD, love, quarrels. Let's talk about family. Let's talk about friends. Let's talk about treachery, lies, deceit, those sort of things. What Dragon Age did was like, you know what? Let's be a narrative like story where we just talk about our feelings all through the fucking game, all through it. That's all you need. You don't need anything else. Fighting dragons. What are you, a bigot? I'm half dragon. Okay, we're not killing dragons. And I'm like, did this bitch just say she's half dragon? What the fuck?
The writers were far more concerned about delivering information to the player, about making stories that made the player feel good about their decisions.
Yes.
About making stories that could have been in any video game, but were just like
not your decisions.
Basic interaction stories between two characters overcoming hard times. And especially towards the end of the game, and as I started finishing companion quests, I realized that I kept wanting more about the world of Dragon Age, and it just wasn't there.
No.
Like I kept realizing that like all the cool stuff, all that nerd lore was just very minor story elements that were conveying that big Life is Strange style, like human emotion story. And the thing I kept coming back to is it felt like I was playing a young adult novel. It felt like I was playing a game angled towards.
I love you, Cohh. I love you, Cohh. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Someone who's not an idiot. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Continue.
Teenagers, not adults that want to explore immersive settings with real.
Yeah, treat me like a fucking
real
kid.
People getting in real fights and having real problems. There was none of that in Dragon Age. It was all very lofty. We're in this together. Oh, we can overcome anything if we believe in ourselves. Like every time I started to get like slightly immersed in the story, every time I started to start believing the lie, which to be fair was like the main story arc, that was the Dragon Age quest. There was little room for that human condition stuff. And it was, and it actually stuck to Dragon Age lore, and it was cool about Solus, and that's kind of what kept me going all the way to the end.
Yeah, but they also fucked that up too, because I was just like, you want to know something funny about the whole Solus mission? Solus didn't tell you anything about, and this is in my playthrough, your information may vary, but Solus and Varric didn't tell me anything about why he wanted to open the veil. He didn't tell me anything. He just said, oh, he's opening the veil. Shit. And I'm trying to stop him. And some people would be like, well, why is he doing it? And I'm like, well, I know, but you need to tell people what's going on. Why is he opening the veil? And they didn't say it at all, because I know what it is. The reason why he wants to open the veil is because he wants to unleash like the Black City and, bring back the time of old, bring back the elves back into like supremacy, that sort of thing. And, not get attached, and to move. But in order for him to do that, it's in the veil. So he's got to put the prison where he put Elgar'nan and Gillenane. I know I'm fucking up the lore. I'm doing the best I can. Okay, listen, I'm not that casual, but I know what I'm talking about. Okay, basically they wanted to move that prison of them two over to the side and then bring in the old world that he knows, the ancient world of the elves. But he didn't say that. He just said, "Yo, I'm trying to do this thing." And I'm like, "What are you trying to do?" And all I heard was, I think the only thing I heard was they're trying to. No, I don't remember. All I remember was him saying, like, I wanted to move their prison to the side and, like, unleash the veil. I don't remember him saying anything, because if I remember correctly, Solus, what he wants to do is very fucked up. Very fucked up. He's like, listen, we elves own this junk. All right. The magic that you're all are doing is pussy shit. Back in the day, we elves used to do magic you couldn't believe. So I want that shit back. All right. He was a straight up dictator. He was the Dread Wolf. And over here, they're just like, man, I'm just trying to, I'm just doing my thing. You can either stop Solus or agree with him. And I'm just like, I think it would be a good idea to stop Solus. But also, it would be pretty cool if somebody was an elf and being like, yo, I want to bring that shit back. But you don't really get that. I saw somebody play as an elf, and then nothing happened. Like their Inquisitor was an elf, and he's like, yo, I want to go to the Veil with you. Nothing happened. Okay? Nothing happened. They went in the Veil, and then they left. And I was just like, the fuck? That was it? If you wanted to open the Veil and go there, you could have done that a long time ago. I had a rant.
And I don't want to spoil in this video, but multiple companion quests, if you watch my playthrough, I got to the point where I was like, tell me more about the Dragon Age stuff. Or the quest would end early, and I would be like, what happened to the sick thing? What happened to the, like, where's the rest? Where's my nerd lore? And that kept happening over and over, where it's just like, everything was just superficial human interaction. Again, Life is Strange stuff, and not nearly enough of like that interesting, deep, immersive, like the stuff I play these games for, which is...
Perfect example would be the Kunari Tash, where she literally has dragon powers and, she's able to breathe fire. And I thought that could have been interesting. But the thing is, they didn't use this shit. She was just like, I breathe fire. And I'm like, is there anything else we could do with this whole breathing fire thing? Is there anything else? And then they were just like, nah, I want to go kill the guy that killed my mom, and I want to be non-binary. That's it. That's all she wanted to do. The whole breathing fire thing was nothing. It meant nothing. Nothing at all.
Again, that fantasy writing, that real immersive, challenging stuff.
True, Briars, true.
So that was the biggest, like, this game was such a big departure from what I like from RPGs. I finished this game feeling like I played Life is Strange.
Yep.
And I purposefully don't play games like that because I don't like games like that.
To be fair, I kind of liked Life is Strange, the old school Life is Strange, because it had something palpable to it. But the biggest one that I really liked was Life is Strange 2, because it pertained to boys, trying to take care of your brother. I have brothers of my own. They're trying to survive out there in the wild. I thought that was really sweet and really great. The others, I could just be like, yeah, I could forget about them. But the Life is Strange 2 one with the boys, that thing was top notch. That was pretty good, especially with the single father whole thing with the mother that ran off and didn't even want to see her own kids. I was like, shit, that's fucked up. But I thought that story was good. The other ones, I don't really care too much about them. There's an Asian bitch with a fat ass, and then she can, do empathy powers. I don't give a fuck about that.
And that's so I like, so that was the big thing for me. Like I came in this game wanting an immersive nerd lore Dragon Age, and what I got was this kind of homogenized, young adult oriented, we're all great, the world is awesome, and everything's going to be fine. And I don't feel like this game was written for me at all. Nope. I don't feel like I was the target audience.
That's the same thing I said.
I don't feel like people that loved Dragon Age Origin were the target audience of this. Now, granted, there's a lot of goofy stuff in Dragon Age Origin, but we played it just a few years ago, and that's 60-40 80-20 thing. I mean, go watch my playthrough, man. It's a different feel. It's an entirely different feel. Even the companion quest, totally different feel.
I remember when I was playing Veilguard, and I had Tash and fucking Balara on my team, and I guess Balara killed somebody, and then Tash said, "You veil jumpered him," and I was like, I have to end it here. I literally stopped and I said, I want to end it here. I really want to end it here, but I kept going. That one really killed me. It hurt. It was like I've already got stabbed in the gut by BioWare. That one where she said you veil jumpered him, that was a twist with the knife. And I was like, oh.
So that's kind of where I end with this game. I'm very, from the perspective of what I like from these games, I'm very disappointed in what I was offered by this team. I felt like they could have delivered a product that was far more genuine and immersive for the people that love the franchise and far less for the general masses, which I feel like this game was for. Mm-hmm. This game was not a game for Dragon Age fans.
No.
This was a game to get people who don't play Dragon Age to play it because it's so, again, made for the masses.
He understood. Yes. We are not the target audience. I know I'm saying yes, but at the same time, I'm just like, oh, God, he's right. Oh, God. You think I enjoy this? This is not the timeline that I wanted.
And it's really unfortunate, man. It's really unfortunate. And I hope that when the people that make the decisions look at this, they don't just point the finger at the social issues this game had and go, that's why the game failed. Because frankly, this game had far deeper issues than that.
Yeah.
Far deeper. Like, this is a direction, like, this is a, like, let's have a meeting at the company and talk about the products we make and if they are something our audience wants, kind of.
You know, he needs to kind of lower his score a little bit, because I do remember him saying the gameplay or the combat is fine, but he literally just said, I made a build where I just want to end the fight faster. You know who says that? A person that doesn't like the combat. That's what that says. He literally purposely made a build where he's just like, I don't want to think, I just want to burn shit and see what happens in the next room. He didn't like the combat. I'm looking at him play the game right now. He's just beaming people, and he's just like, just let it end. He's done.
Kind of talks, like real serious talks that this company needs to have.
Yeah, they do need to have a talk.
They also need to decide, like, who are we making this game for?
Those layoffs are coming.
Because I didn't feel like it was for me as a long-term Dragon Age fan. So I'm that's just the honest truth here. I wish I had kind of a more, I normally like to end these videos with like a bit more of a positive. And I will say, like, the game had some good stuff. And the last thing I will end this with is, I will say that I understand why there is a group that likes this game. Because just like there's people that like Life is Strange, there's people that like Dragon Age, and there's people that like those more human condition style stories. This game was made for them.
Yes! Yes! Sorry. Yes! Yes! This game was not made for me, you. Especially you, the one that's double cheeked up on a fucking Tuesday evening. It's not for us. It's for them.
But I don't think that BioWare realized that audience is honestly probably more niche than Dragon Age fans.
Whoa!
And inevitably, by generalizing their game, they reduced the amount of people that wanted to play it more than they ever would have if they had stayed true to the source material. And more importantly, stayed true to delivering that real nerd lore story. That I think.
And let's remind ourselves, you hit us hard with Andromeda. You hit us hard with fucking Anthem. And then you come at us with Veilguard thinking that you're on a clean streak. I don't know about you guys, but if I was working on Veilguard and I became like the creative designer or the creative, anything, the game designer or whatever, I would go to the old heads and the old heads only and be like, how can we make this game great? How can we bring ourselves back to the way things were? And I'll divvy up the good stuff and the bad stuff and figure things out. Because I know in my mind, in my head, and everybody knows this, that BioWare already has some bad shit already on the table. So when you make Veilguard, which is supposed to be Dreadwolf, by the way, you need to make sure that all your ducks are in order to bring back those fans. You already disrespected them with the last two games. It's time to bring the shit back. Bring it back home. Because what did the developers say? Actually, there was one developer said it. In Cyberpunk, the developers said it in Cyberpunk. They said, listen, we know we fucked up on Cyberpunk 1.0 when the game came out. We have to make sure that we never do that shit again. Because that still is hurting us. Still, that's what he said. Still is hurting us. Because that thing will not go away. It will never go away. So Dragon Age and BioWare already have a strike 3. So incoming layoffs are coming. And you want to spend money to make an N7 Mass Effect TV show? You want to spend money on that? You also want to spend money to make Mass Effect 5? Y'all need to come together and talk and be like, listen, we need to let some of y'all go. And then the higher ups are going to be like, okay, then who are we letting go? And then the ones that actually want to be game developers are like, actually, we're looking at you. You're the one that's in power here. You need to go. Yeah, all this shit, you are the one that needs to go. I think you should pack your bags. You should go. All right? Rehire the old people. That's all I'm saying, man.
I think a lot of us wanted. A lot of us really wanted.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Don't disrespect the fans.
That's kind of where we are.
Yep.
That's kind of where we are. I don't really have anything else to say. So I'm going to end the thoughts video right here.
Yeah, that's sad. That's sad. Oh, boy. Man. Love the dude. Love the dude. He knows. He knows. Let's play some video games. God, that's sad.